Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's video, and what a day of content it is for you. We're up to video number 3. We've got another one still to come tonight. We're going to do Snow Watch for you tonight, and we've also got Terry Scully's December and winter forecast to publish at the website as well. So it's an epic day that we've got for you today at GavsWeatherVids. I hope you're enjoying all of the videos and all of the content. Please smash the like button on the videos if you are enjoying it. So this is your 10 to 14 day update with all of the regular features, and I shall get on with it for you very short. Just to say that the 2 videos released before this, we started off with the ECMWF 30-day forecast. It's actually a 6 weeks forecast, but it's like on a Tuesday we do an ECM 30-day, and we normally stop at weeks 5 and 6. But actually this week, just as a one-off, we do show weeks 5 and 6 as well, as we're not going to be live streaming tomorrow. We're going to have a premiere of the winter forecast instead. So have a look at that one if you haven't yet done so. And of course, we've released our Christmas update, our 13th Christmas update. That's an interesting watch too. The hints are still there of something rather cold for Christmas. So have a look at the 13th Christmas update, and also the ECMWF 30-day/6 weeks forecast if you have not yet done so. And there's still lots and lots still to come. So yeah, it's going to be great, it's going to be fantastic. Because it's so busy, again, I haven't got time to show your weather pictures. I'm so sorry, everybody. I will show them in a video tomorrow, though. So tomorrow, schedule for tomorrow, just to explain this, tomorrow we're going to start off with the USA forecast. We will do a 10 to 14 day video update tomorrow. We would normally do that as a live stream in the evening, but as I say, we're not live streaming tomorrow, so there'll be like a regular 10 to 14 day video tomorrow, which will have your weather pictures included, I promise you. And then at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, that's when we're going to premiere the winter forecast. So I'll be in a live chat with you for the premiere, and we'll watch it together, and that'll be absolutely great at 8 o'clock tomorrow evening on YouTube. And GavsWeatherVids.com as well, of course. But if you want to get involved in a live chat while we watch it together, then you'll need to be on YouTube for that. We'll probably move the live stream to Thursday at 6 o'clock, and that could well be a Snow Watch live stream on Thursday at 6 o'clock. So it's all a little bit jumbled up this week, but it'll you know, reveal itself as we go along. Right, so I'm going to say thank you so much. A shout out to our latest channel member, or one of our latest channel members. I'm going to say thank you so much to Skeptic Para. Thank you so much to Skeptic Para for becoming a channel member for GavsWeatherVids. That's absolutely incredible. Thank you so much, Skeptic Para, for doing that. We've still got more channel members to shout out as well. So if I have not yet shouted you out, you will be getting a shout out. I like to give everybody their own individual video. But yeah, thank you so much to Skeptic Para for becoming a GavsWeatherVids channel member. Thank you to all of our channel members. Thank you to all of our patrons. Thank you to all of our PayPal donors. It's incredibly kind what you do for me, and also what you do for GavsWeatherVids. If you'd like to become a channel member for GavsWeatherVids, all you need to do is come to the GavsWeatherVids YouTube homepage, click the join button, take you through to another page where you can then sign up on that page. You can support GavsWeatherVids in other ways, so it doesn't have to be financial. You can support GavsWeatherVids by liking videos, by sharing videos, and by subscribing. We are on the cusp now of 8,380 subscribers. We're not far away at all from 8,400 subscribers. Our subs are moving very quick. We're putting on around 20 to 30 subscribers a day, which is a big amount of subs for this channel. We don't normally put subs on that quickly. So thank you so much. If you're new, and if you're a new subscriber, then please leave a comment or leave a comment in the live stream. Live streams, and thank you so much. If you haven't yet subscribed, then please do subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends to subscribe as well. It's absolutely great, absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Right, so big thank you, of course, to Skeptic Para for becoming our latest channel member. Right, so it's the first day of meteorological winter today. Of course, it's the 1st of December, first day of meteorological winter. Of course, that's questionable because the weather itself does not know that we have these defined criteria, so you can get wintry weather well before the 1st of December. Winter meteorologically is like the 1st of December to the last day of February, whether that's 28th or 29th of February. But the weather itself does not know we have these set criteria, so of course you can get wintry weather well before the 1st of December, and you can get wintry weather well after the 28th or 29th of February. But meteorologically speaking, this is the first day of winter. And so here we go. We are no longer saying winter is coming. Winter is here. And we're going to start off, we'll be seeing a lot more of this over the next few weeks. We're going to start off with stratospheric data. So this is how temperatures are currently looking at 10 HPA over the North Pole. So the grey line is the trend line. The black line shows how temperatures are performing at 10 HPA in the stratosphere over North Pole, which is kind of like one of the highest levels of the atmosphere in the stratosphere. So at the moment, the black line shows that temperatures are colder than average. We're underneath the grey line, very close, around minus 80 degrees. So you have got a cold temperature, colder than average temperature at 10 HPA, albeit it's a cooling time of year anyway, but you know, it's even colder than it would be on average. 30 HPA, which is closer to the troposphere, we are also colder than average. So again, the grey line is a trend line. The black line shows how temperatures have been performing. And again, that black line is very, very close to around minus 80 degrees, which is, you know, it is a good 5-6 degrees below average for this time of the year. Now, this would normally be associated, you normally associate like a cold and average temperature in the stratosphere at 10 HPA with a strengthened polar vortex and westerly winds. Polar vortex, you know, is like the thing that drives the westerlies in the northern hemisphere. We talked a lot about polar vortex last winter when we had the polar vortex of doom, and the westerlies did not relate throughout the winter. And it's normally associated with a cold temperature at in the stratosphere over North Pole at 10 and 30 HPA. Right, so let's have a look at how GFS is forecasting temperatures over the next couple of weeks. So these blue areas just here, the blue and purple area, is the cold temperatures that we've got at 10 HPA in the stratosphere. This is at metroshield.fr. These are the cold temperatures that we've got at 10 HPA in the stratosphere, cold on average, as we've already established. We keep these deep blue colours going. In fact, they get a little bit more intense. They go more towards the purple colours in around a week's time. So very cold stratospheric temperature going underneath minus 80. Wow, really, really cold as we go in through the first week of December. As we run on into more extended range, we do keep those very cold temperatures in the stratosphere going, but you will notice that around the edges, we're starting to get greens and yellows appearing. That's a warming of the stratosphere beginning to take place. We've got a little bit down here, which is kind of like over North Africa, and more pronounced up here over Siberia. That's a little bit of a warming of the stratosphere that is taking place there. And as we run on to the end of a GFS run, which gets us to the 17th of December, again, we've got these green and yellow colours around the edges, but over the pole itself, we keep the temperature very cold, actually getting ever colder, going down to almost 85 across Greenland and the North Pole by the time we get through to the 17th of December. So a very, very cold stratospheric temperature. Now, what we're going to be looking for as we go through the winter is a sudden stratospheric warming, or what we'll be looking for if we want a colder winter anyway, or a pronounced cold spell, because a sudden stratospheric warming is where the temperature lifts up by around, sometimes up to 50 degrees in the space of a couple of days. And as that then propagates down into the troposphere, it can start to set up blocking areas of high pressure over the Arctic and the North Pole. And blocking is a route to getting cold air out of the pole and down into mid-latitude. They always look very dramatic, these sudden stratospheric warmings, when they occur. So back up to this chart, if we have a sudden stratospheric warming, you will see the black line, and my line is going to be a bit wonky here, but you'll see the black line doing something like that. Lifting up by 50, 60, you know, 70 degrees is possible within a few days when we have a sudden stratospheric warming. As I say, they always look very, very dramatic on these charts. And that's one of the things we'll be looking out for as we go through this winter. Of course, if you watch your videos regularly year after year, you'll know what we're talking about here. But I have to assume that some people will be watching this for the very first time and will not know, you know, but we look for sudden stratospheric warmings and what we look for. So that just explains what we'll be looking for in the coming weeks. This is from the ECMos extended model, so this is new. Haven't shown me except in one winter update, last winter update. So this is showing zonal wings at 10 HPA. Zonal wings is kind of like a way of looking at the polar vortex, if you like. So this is showing zonal wings at 10 HPA over the North Pole. So if we have a sudden stratospheric warming, we will probably get a reversal of zonal wings. The zonal wings will go into reverse. That's one of the first signs of the effect of the sudden stratospheric warming on the polar vortex. So the polar vortex is kind of driven, if you like, by the zonal winds. So the zonal winds are sort of the engine, if you like, that are driving the polar vortex. So you can see that at the moment we have got very, very strong zonal winds associated with those colder than average temperatures at 10 HPA, of course. As we go into next week and running up towards the middle part of December and into Christmas period, zonal winds are forecast to weaken. Not going to reverse, but zonal winds are forecast to weaken as we go into the middle and then the second half of December. And we do see some signs here of some of these ECM ensemble members actually showing up like a reversal of zonal winds as we go into early January. It looks like there is a definite sort of weakening of the zonal wind taking place throughout December, which is from the very strong point we're at now. But by the time you get through to the end of December into January, there is a little bit of, you know, a little bit of an indication there, but we might be seeing hints of zonal winds going into reverse, and that will be associated with a sudden stratospheric warming. Now, despite everything at the moment seemingly pointing towards a strong polar vortex and westerly winds, we look like we're going to go into a period of negative AO and NAO conditions, actually. So this is quite interesting. So as I said, at the moment, with colder than average temperatures at 10 HPA and a very strong zonal wind at 10 HPA over North Pole, you would normally associate this with westerlies and with Atlantic-driven weather and a strong polar vortex. But sometimes you do get a disconnect between the stratosphere and the troposphere. I think we've got one of those coming up, actually. Probably already started. So this is the Arctic oscillation. Black line shows where we've been with the AO. Red lines at the end show where the GFS ensembles are forecasting the AO to go. So at the moment, the Arctic oscillation is around neutral. It's come down from the very positive AO that we had earlier in the middle of November, in the first half of November. It's down to neutral. So already we've probably got a disconnect here between the stratosphere and the troposphere. So I say that to get like pronounced cold weather, we need a sudden stratospheric warming, but it's not always the case. Actually, you can sometimes get a disconnect between the stratosphere and the troposphere. That's what we've got now. We've got blocking setting up even without a sudden stratospheric warming. In fact, with the stratosphere seemingly very well primed for zonal westerlies. So quite unusual what's going on, but it does happen sometimes. It happened with the December to remember in 2010. 2010, December 2010 never had a sudden stratospheric warming. Actually had quite a cold stratospheric temperature, but despite that, we had a huge amount of northern blocking within the troposphere over the Arctic. And so, you know, that disconnect between the stratosphere and the troposphere can happen. We've got one of those coming up in the next week or two. So at the moment, the Arctic oscillation is neutral, but the GFS ensembles are showing the Arctic oscillation is going to go negative as we go through the first half of December. That is a signal for blocking. That is a signal for northern blocking as we go through the first half of December. The NAO is also on the move, so this, again, it's just an index that's reflecting the atmospheric state. It does not drive anything in its own terms, just tells what the atmosphere is doing. This time it's measuring air pressures between Iceland and the Azores. So at the moment, the NAO is around neutral. Again, it's come down from the very positive NAO that we had back in the middle part of November. GFS ensembles are also forecasting the NAO to go negative through the first half of December. So we're going to have the AO and the NAO going negative through the first half of December. This is a signal for colder weather. This is a signal for colder weather through the first half of December, and possibly some northern blocking as well. Who knows, it could also be a signal for snow, and we may have a little bit of snow coming up at the end of this week, which is why I want to get Snow Watch done for you tonight. These were GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles the next couple of weeks. So we're looking at Aberdeen today. The red line is 30 upper air temperature average for Aberdeen. Temperatures are going to be going up. Upper air temperatures and surface temperatures will be going up in the next 24 hours. But then from the middle of the week onwards, they're going to drop, becoming quite cold. And then overall, it looks like we're keeping these GFS ensembles on the cold side of the ensemble mean, you know, which is the red line, on the cold side of the 30-year average, I should say, for the next couple of weeks. So looking really quite chilly and at times potentially quite cold. Relatively dry for the next 2, 3, 4 days, but after that turning more unsettled, and that is associated with colder weather too. So some of that precipitation that we see here in particular could be wintry, could be falling as snow. The thick green line that we have just there is the GFS 6Z operational run. That has gone very cold today, and you will see it in a moment in the extended range. It's looking very cold. Temperature anomalies from the 1st to the 9th of December are colder than average, substantially so, through most parts of Western Europe. We have not seen that for a little while, the temperature anomaly looking as cold as that, but there we go, cold and average temperature anomalies in the week ahead. Precipitation anomalies from the 1st to the 9th of December, drier than average in the west, near normal further east and south. This latest wind flow map from earthnullschool.net showing that we still have westerlies at the moment, but expect these wind flow maps to change to a colder northerly before too much longer. That's how the UK Met Office model is looking for midnight on Friday, with low pressure diving southwards across the country. That low pressure has decoupled from Greenland and Iceland and has plunged southwards in that direction. It'll be pulling down cold air from the north with it. So rain in the east, but further north and west, on the northwestern side of a low pressure, we could well see the risk, anyway, of some sleet and snow. That takes us through to Saturday. Again, low pressure sitting over top of the country. This is a cold area of low pressure, so rain, sleet and snow rotating around that. We'll be discussing it much more in Snow Watch tonight. We'll be looking for snow. And can you believe it? That's going to be around 55 days before we did Snow Watch last winter. So already you can see a big contrast, I think, between this winter and last winter. I think we only did around 4 Snow Watches last winter. It was terrible, terrible winter for snow. But this one, you know, we'll wait and see. But this one is already shaping up to be a little bit more encouraging, I think, if you want a bit of a white stuff. That's how Sunday is looking. Again, low pressure sits over the top of the country, bringing further showers, if not longer spells of rain. Could be sleet and snow including. As far as we get to with the UK Met, which is to Monday the 7th of December, takes low pressure way to the east, and we pull the wind in from the north. That's as far as we go with the UK Met. This is how the GFS is looking. Again, this is for 6 o'clock in the morning on Friday. Low pressure has plunged through the country, taking rain, sleet and potentially snow for some of us with it, so looking cold and potentially quite wintry on Friday. Low pressure sticking around the country as we go into weekend, with further rain, sleet and snow rotating around the area of low pressure as winds are pulling in from an east or northeasterly direction. That's Monday. Low pressure again sitting off the coast of East Anglia. Winds again being pulled in from the north to northeast. At the very least, it'll be chilly, if not cold. And the low pressure again could provide the energy for some wintry weather as well as some cold rain. Deciding where the divide is between snow, sleet and cold rain is to be determined, and the devil, as always, is in the detail. That's how things look in a week's time. Again, a new area of low pressure is coming in from the Atlantic. That's bumping in to quite cold air, so that might bring something a little bit wintry. You notice all the time we're keeping heights relatively high to the north, so higher pressure towards Iceland. Moving up towards day 10, again, the low pressure on a southerly track, so looking quite chilly, maybe cold at times, and, you know, unsettled with showers or longer spells of rain. It wouldn't be totally impossible for sleet and snow to be included in that as well. In the more extended range, this GFS 6Z run then starts to really build up the Greenland high. Look at this. Masses of blocking beginning to appear on the GFS 6Z as we go into the second half of December. This is as far as we go with the GFS to the 17th of December. And by that point, we have got a proper northern blocking feature around Greenland and Iceland. And we're pulling down a really cold north to northeasterly wind then. Long fetch north to northeasterly with the air originating from the Arctic. That's shades of the December to remember, I have to say. But keep in mind, that was like at the very coldest end of the range in the GFS ensembles. If we go go back to them, you can see that it was virtually a cold outlier. Not quite an outlier, because there are one or two doing the same sort of thing, I think, but it was virtually a cold outlier at the end, and certainly at the coldest end of the range for Aberdeen, which of course you're going to get the northerly wind first. So that probably won't come off to that extent, that blocking, but very, very interesting anyway, and all happening without any sniff of a sudden stratospheric warming as well, by the way. Bit of a precipitation forecast based on that GFS run from the weather outlook, so we'll just rattle through these very quick. As I said, we're going to do snow watch tonight, so we'll look at this in much more detail then, but it's suggesting a chance of a little bit of snow, even for the southeast there. Look at that, on Friday. So even like the Midlands, southeastern England, a little bit of snow on Friday. And also rain mixed in as well, though, in places. So it's not an easy scenario to forecast this, with rain, sleet and snow sort of coming and going. And into more extended rain, so we keep a lot of cold rain on this GFS run. Eventually, as the wind goes into that proper northerly, you would expect things to turn more and more to snow. That's how it looks as we get to the very end of the GFS run. By then, everything is sort of hinting at snow, really, as we pull in those proper, really, really cold winds from the north to northeast. That's how the GM is looking. Again, low pressure sinking through the country on Friday, bringing rain, sleet and snow. We keep low pressure around the country into the weekend, into the open part of next week. The next low tries to come in, but ends up diving southwards as well because of this area of high pressure around Iceland. And we finish up with the GM, again, pulling in like an easterly wind with high pressure to the north and low pressure to the south. Cold and blocked with the GM. And then the ECMWF looks like this. Again, low pressure sinking through the country as we go through the end of the week into weekend, bringing rain, sleet and snow for some of us. Low pressure trying to come in off the Atlantic through the early middle part of next week, but coming up against the cold air and just sliding southwards, keeping us basically quite cold through the course of next week. These are really, really interesting charts, aren't they? And as we get to day 10, which is Friday the 11th of December, again, we've got low pressure in the Channel, high pressure around Greenland and Iceland. We're pulling in the wind from the east. You know, at the very least, that's going to be chilly, if not cold, and there will be a risk of further wintry conditions. The devil would be in the detail. Let's have a look at the precipitation forecast based on that ECM run. So, quite a bit of rain coming up in a couple of days' time in the south, wintry showers in the north, and then things turning a little bit more wintry at the end of the week. This is Friday. Snow for Scotland, quite heavy snow for Scotland. A little bit of snow suggested there across southeastern parts of England as well. Snow from East Anglia, the Midlands and Wales as we go from Friday into Saturday. How interesting. And then as we go on into next week, then we start to bring rain with the risk of some sleet and snow mixed in with it in from the east. That looks very interesting as well, doesn't it, for next week? And then we finish up with low pressure trying to come in from the Atlantic, but it sort of gives us a glancing blow and then slips away to the south. More rain and snow there across parts of England and Wales as we get to around day 10. It's all quite marginal, but there is definitely a risk of snow in the coming days. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10. Gets us to the 11th of December. Have 21 members of the ECM ensembles with blocking to the north. Low pressure is to the south. Winds are in from the east, looking cold. And of course, with low pressure to the south, potentially wintry. 13, including the control and the operational run, with the mid-Atlantic ridge extending up to some northern blocking. Low pressure is more over country, more centered over country. Maybe not quite as cold with that option as with this option, but nevertheless pretty chilly and risk of rain, sleet or snow with that. 12, have a ridge of high pressure from the Azores to Scandinavia. That's going to be pulling in an easterly wind, will be dry and cold. And then 5, with a mid-Atlantic ridge, low pressure to the east, winds are in from the north with that one. So that's going to be quite cold as well. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. This gets us to the 16th of December. Have 20 members of the ECM ensembles with a shallow area of low pressure over country and high pressure over Scandinavia. So that could be a little bit cold and wintry. Generally doing something like that. We have 18 with high pressure, again, to our north and northwest, low pressure to our south, winds are in from the east. That looks cold with easterly winds. And then 13 with low pressure over the country and winds in from the west. So that's going to be a milder option and it will be more unsettled as well. But the majority of ECM ensemble members look like they are keeping things quite cold actually, even to 2 weeks out. Lastly, the CFSV tubies, a 500 millibar heights bring down to weak periods. The first weak period takes from the 1st to the 7th of December. The coming week will have low pressure to the south, high pressure to the northwest, and also to the northeast on the cold side of the jet stream. And we're pulling in winds like from a northerly or a possibly easterly type direction. So it looks quite cold in week ahead and could be wintry for some of us. Week 2 is going to be the 8th to the 14th of December. Again, high pressure is to our north, northwest and northeast. Low pressure to the south, winds in from the east. So yeah, that's looking cold as well, isn't it? And then we go through to week 4, which is the 15th to 21st of December, running up towards Christmas. Low pressure again to the south, high pressure blocking to the north and northwest. So that looks like it would still be cold, still bringing the wind from the east. And as the low pressure comes up from the south, there will be a growing threat of snow probably with that. And then we go through to week 4, which is Christmas week. It's going to be the 22nd, 28th of December. Low pressure then appearing to the north of us. High pressure is out to the southwest. Winds are in from a westerly direction. So that's turning milder, albeit we do still have hints of blocking around Greenwich. So it wouldn't take all that much of an adjustment to turn us colder. But let's say probably that week 4 anomaly is suggesting something milder for Christmas. And leave it at that. Right, if you enjoyed this video, then please can you click like, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. If everybody who subscribes means a friend, will get to our target of 9k and 10k subscribers so much quicker. And drop a comment and let us know what you thought about this video. There was a lot of information in this video. And, you know, I hope you enjoyed that little explanation about what's going on in the stratosphere and the troposphere and all of that stuff that we did in the first 5 to 10 minutes of the video. So that's it for this one. Coming up later on at the website, we're going to have Terry Scoley's December and Winter 2020-21 forecast, as well as Snow Watch, which will probably be released around 8 o'clock. I think Terry's forecast will go up sometime after 6, and then Snow Watch will probably be after 8 o'clock. I'll try and pin down the detail for the risk of this snow at the end of this week. Tomorrow, USA forecast. We will have a 10 to 14 day video, you know, like this as well tomorrow, usually for a Wednesday. No live stream, but we're going to premiere the winter forecast on YouTube and all GavsWeatherVids platforms at 8 PM tomorrow evening. I'll be in the live chat with you for that premiere, and so I'll see you there. But for this one, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.